My dear brothers and sisters, Eid is not just a day where we wear new clothes, eat delicious food, and take beautiful pictures. No, Eid is much deeper than that. Eid is a sign that Allah allowed you to reach Ramadan, a sign that Allah gave you the strength to fast, a sign that Allah gave you the opportunity to stand in prayer when others were sleeping. Eid is actually a day of gratitude. Ask yourself a simple question. Did I complete Ramadan or did Ramadan complete me? Because the real success is not that Ramadan finished. The real success is that you came out of Ramadan a better person. On the day of Eid, one of the first sunnahs is to start your day with the remembrance of Allah. To wake up early, to take a bath, to wear your best clothes, not to show off, but to appreciate the blessings Allah gave you, to apply perfume, to prepare yourself with dignity. Why? Because Islam teaches us balance. Islam teaches us spirituality and cleanliness. Islam teaches us worship and beauty. Islam teaches us discipline and happiness. Another beautiful sunnah is to eat something before going for Eid prayer, especially dates. This shows that the fasting has ended. It shows obedience to Allah. Even in celebration, we follow guidance. And as you walk toward the Eid prayer, you say the takbir, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, La Allah, Allahu Akbar, La ilaha illa Allah. These words are not just words, they are a reminder. Allah is greater than your problems. Allah is greater than your fears. Allah is greater than this dunya. One of the most forgotten sunnahs today is fixing relationships on Eid. What is the point of wearing new clothes when the heart is still carrying old grudges? What is the point of smiling for pictures when you cannot smile at your own relatives? Eid is the day to forgive. Eid is the day to message that person. Eid is the day to say, if I hurt you, forgive me. Because strong Muslims are not those who win arguments. Strong Muslims are those who control their anger and fix hearts. And remember something very important. If you celebrate Eid while your neighbor sleeps hungry, you have not understood Eid. This is why charity before Eid prayer is so important. So that even the poor can celebrate. So that even the broken hearts can smile. So that even those struggling can feel dignity. Real Eid is when everyone around you feels happiness because of you. And my dear brothers and sisters, one of the biggest mistakes people make is this. They worship Allah for 30 days. Then they say goodbye to prayer after Eid. Ramadan was not meant to change your schedule for 1 month. Ramadan was meant to change your life forever. If you were praying in Ramadan, continue. If you were reading Quran, continue. If you were reading Quran, continue. If you were making dua, continue. If you left sins, don't go back. Because the Lord of Ramadan is also the Lord of Shawwal. And every other month, remember this powerful reality. Eid is not for the one who wears new clothes. Eid is for the one whose sins were forgiven. Eid is not for the one who looks happy. Eid is for the one who became closer to Allah. So celebrate. Yes, celebrate. Islam is not a religion of sadness. Smile, visit family, give gifts, spread joy. But celebrate with purpose, celebrate with gratitude. Celebrate without forgetting Allah. Because the most beautiful Eid is the one where Allah looks at you and says, my servant tried and I have forgiven him. May Allah allow us to celebrate Eid in the way that pleases Him. May Allah accept our Ramadan. May Allah keep our hearts firm after Ramadan. And may Allah grant us many Eids in obedience, not just in celebration. Ameen. Eid is often seen as a day of happiness, gatherings, delicious food and new clothes. While these are part of the beauty of Eid, they are not the real purpose of it. The real essence of Eid is gratitude. Eid is a day where a believer thanks Allah for giving them the strength, patience and opportunity to complete Ramadan. Think about it deeply. Not everyone who started Ramadan was able to finish it. Some people returned to Allah during this blessed month. Some people became ill. Some people lost their strength. But Allah chose you. Allah allowed you to witness Eid. That alone is a reason to say Alhamdulillah from the depths of your heart. Eid is actually like a spiritual graduation day. After 30 days of fasting, praying, controlling desires, making dua and trying to become better, Eid comes as a reward. But just like a student who graduates does not forget what they learn, a Muslim should not forget the lessons of Ramadan. Gratitude on Eid means you don't just celebrate with your hands and mouth, but you celebrate with your heart. You recognize that every good deed you did was only possible because Allah helped you. Every fast you kept was because Allah gave you health. Every prayer you prayed was because Allah gave you time. Every tear you shed in dawah was because Allah softened your heart. Real gratitude is when you say, Ya Allah, I could not have done this without you. One of the signs of true gratitude is obedience. If someone gives you a valuable gift, you naturally respect them more. Allah gave us countless gifts: life, health, family, guidance, Islam itself. So the question is, how do we thank Him? We thank Him by continuing what we learned in Ramadan. If Ramadan taught you patience, show patience after Eid. If Ramadan taught you to control your tongue, continue controlling it. If Ramadan brought you closer to the Quran, don't distance yourself from it. Is Ramadan made you punctual in Salah? Don't let Eid make you lazy. Because gratitude is not just words. Gratitude is action. Another part of gratitude on Eid is remembering those who have less than us. True thankfulness makes you humble, not arrogant. When you see someone struggling, you don't look down on them. Instead, you thank Allah for your blessings and try to help others. This is why giving charity around Eid is so important. It reminds us that our happiness should not be selfish. A beautiful reality is this: the more grateful you are, the more Allah gives you. Allah Himself promises in the Quran that if you are grateful, He will increase you. Increase you not just in wealth, but in peace, in content, and in barakah, and in guidance. Eid should also be a day where we thank Allah, not only for what He gave us, but also for what He protected us from. There are difficulties Allah removed from your life that you may never even know about. There are problems Allah solved without you realizing. There are sins Allah covered without exposing you. So when you smile on Eid, smile with humility. When you celebrate, celebrate with remembrance of Allah. When you enjoy, enjoy without forgetting the one who gave you the ability to enjoy. Because the most beautiful Eid is not the one where your outfit is perfect. It is the one where your heart is full of gratitude. And remember this powerful thought: Eid is not just a celebration of finishing Ramadan. Eid is a celebration of Allah choosing you to experience Ramadan. Eid is a beautiful day given to the believers as a reward after the days of fasting and nights of prayer in Ramadan. But what makes Eid truly special is not just the celebration itself, rather it is how we celebrate it. The beauty of Eid increases when we try to follow the Sunnah, the beautiful way taught by the Prophet Solomon, following the Sunnah on Eid. It's not difficult. In fact, these are simple actions, but they carry deep meaning and great reward. They transform Eid from just a cultural celebration into an act of worship. One of the first Sunnahs of Eid is to wake up early. This shows eagerness and appreciation for the blessed day. A believer starts the day with intention, remembering that this is a gift from Allah. Another sunnah is to take a bath, ghusl, before going for the Eid prayer. This teaches us that Islam is a religion of cleanliness and dignity. You prepare yourself physically just like you prepare yourself spiritually. You present yourself in the best way, not for people, but out of respect for the day Allah has given you. It is also sunnah to wear your best clothes. This does not mean you must buy new clothes if you cannot afford them. It simply means wearing your clean and best available clothing. Islam does not promote showing off, but it promotes self-respect and presentability. Applying perfume for men is also from the Sunnah. This spreads positivity and creates a pleasant environment when Muslims gather. Small actions like this show how Islam even teaches us how to spread comfort to others. Another beautiful sunnah is to eat something before going to the Eid al-Fitr prayer, especially dates if available. This is symbolic. It shows that the days of fasting have ended and today is a day of permissible enjoyment within the limits of Allah. Even in eating, we follow guidance and moderation. As you leave your home for Eid prayer, it is sunnah to recite the takbir, phrases praising Allah. This keeps your heart connected to Allah even while going towards celebration. It reminds you that the happiness of Eid comes from Allah, not from material things. Another sunnah many people forget is to go to the Eid prayer using one route and return using another if possible. Scholars mention this spreads Deen. Eid presence of Muslims increasing and symbolizes being witnesses of goodness in more places. The Eid prayer itself is very important. Unfortunately, some people get busy with preparations and miss it. But the Eid prayer is the center of the day. It is a moment where the entire Muslim community stands together in unity, thanking Allah together. Rich and poor stand shoulder to shoulder. This shows the equality Islam teaches. Also from the Sunnah is to congratulate one another and make dua for each other. Simple words like, may Allah accept from us and from you, carry deep meaning. Eid is about strengthening brotherhood and sisterhood. Smiling, visiting relatives, maintaining family ties, and forgiving others are also from the spirit of Sunnah. The Prophet Salaam always encouraged unity, mercy, and good character. Eid is the perfect day to revive these qualities. But perhaps the most important Sunnah to remember is balance. Celebrate, but do not forget Allah. Enjoy, but do not fall into sin. Be happy, but do not become careless, because the real purpose of following the Sunnah is not just copying actions, but understanding their spirit. These practices teach us discipline, gratitude, humility, and unity. The more we follow the Sunnah, the more meaningful our Eid becomes. Without it, Eid becomes just another holiday. With it, Eid becomes an act of worship. So the question we should ask ourselves is not just, how will I celebrate Eid? But rather, will I celebrate Eid in a way that pleases Allah? One of the greatest signs that Ramadan has benefited you is not how much you prayed, not how much Quran you recited, but how your character improved. Because the real goal of fasting was never just to stay hungry and thirsty. The real goal was to discipline the heart, the tongue, and the behavior. Eid comes as a test. Did Ramadan change your character, or did it on? Let change your routine. Maintaining good character on Eid is one of the most powerful ways to show that your fasting was accepted. Because what is the benefit of praying at night if we hurt people during the day? What is the benefit of reciting Quran if our tongues are still full of harsh words? What is the benefit of making dawah if we cannot forgive others? Islam teaches us that good character is not optional. It is essential. Eid is the perfect day to show this character. It is the day to smile more, the day to speak gently, the day to forgive people even if they never apologized, the day to let go of grudges that you carried for months or even years. Ask yourself honestly, how many relationships could be repaired if we just took the first step? Sometimes our ego stops us. Sometimes our ego stops us. We wait for the other person to apologize. We wait for them to message first. But strong believers are not controlled by ego. Strong believers are controlled by ego. Strong believers are controlled by sincerity. Real strength is not winning arguments. Real strength is controlling anger. Real strength is fixing broken hearts. The Prophet ﷺ taught that the best among people are those with the best character. This means your Eid is not judged by how expensive your clothes are, but by how beautiful your behavior is. Maintaining good character also means controlling your reactions. Maintaining good character also means controlling your reactions. Eid gatherings sometimes bring tension. Family disagreements can appear. Old issues can be mentioned. But this is where your Ramadan training should appear. Ramadan taught you patience when you were hungry. Now show patience when you're emotional. Ramadan taught you to control your tongue while fasting. Now control it when you are upset. Ramadan taught you to avoid arguments. Now prove that lesson stayed with you. Good character also means including everyone in your happiness. Talk to the quiet person in the room. Greet the one people ignore. Show respect. Act to elders. Show kindness to children. Thank your parents. Appreciate your family. Sometimes the smallest gestures are the biggest in the sight of Allah. A smile, a kind word, a sincere hug, a message of forgiveness. These things cost nothing but carry huge weight. Another important part of good character is humility. It should not become a competition of wealth, fashion, or status. Arrogance destroys the beauty of good deeds. True believers celebrate with gratitude, not pride. And remember this powerful reality: your manners may be the reason someone comes closer to Islam or the reason they distance themselves. So ask yourself, does my behavior make Islam look beautiful? Because sometimes people don't read Quran first, they read Muslims first. The best Eid is not when people say, you look good. The best Eid is when people say, you have a beautiful heart. If Ramadan made you softer, kinder, more patient, and more forgiving, then that is your real Eid gift. Because at the end of the day, good character is not just for Eid, it is for every day. Eid is just the reminder to continue it. And remember this simple but powerful principle. Your Eid outfit will be worn for one day, but your character is what people will remember forever. Eid is a day of happiness, but Islam teaches us something very powerful. Your happiness is not complete until you think about those who are struggling. The true beauty of Eid is not just in how much we enjoy, but in how many people we help to enjoy with us. One of the biggest lessons of Ramadan was to make us feel hunger so we could understand those who feel it not by choice, but by circumstance. For 30 days, we experience thirst and hunger for a few hours. But there are people who experience this not for hours, but for days. Eid is the day we prove that Ramadan changed our hearts. Ask yourself, if Allah has given me more tea, hand others, what am I doing with it? Remembering the poor is not just about giving money. It starts with having a soft heart. It starts with feeling concern when you see someone struggling. It starts with making sure your celebration does not make others feel forgotten. This is why Islam made charity before the Eid prayer so important. So that even the poorest person can have food on Eid. So that no one feels left out. So that the day becomes a day of dignity for everyone, not just the wealthy. Imagine the reward of being the reason someone smiles on Eid. Maybe a child could not afford new clothes and because of you they can smile with confidence. Maybe a family had no proper meal planned and because of your charity they can sit together with dignity. Maybe someone felt forgotten and because you remembered them they felt valued. These small acts are very big in the sight of Allah. Sometimes we think generosity requires large amounts of money. That is not true. Generosity starts with intention. Even a small gift given sincerely can mean everything to someone who has nothing. Remembering the needy also means being respectful. Never make someone feel small because you help them. True charity protects the dignity of the one receiving it. Give quietly if possible. Give sincerely. Give without expecting praise. A beautiful sign of a believer is this: they give because Allah is watching, not because people are watching. Eid is also a time to look beyond your immediate circle. Sometimes the poor are not strangers. Sometimes they are relatives too proud to ask. Sometimes they are neighbors who hide their difficulties. Sometimes they are friends who appear strong but are struggling silently. A caring heart notices these things, and remember something very important: your wealth is not just what you keep. Your real wealth is what you send forward to the Akhirah. Through charity, on Eid, when you sit with your family and enjoy your food, take a moment to thank Allah and also make a silent dua for those who are struggling. Gratitude increases when we remember that everything we have is a trust from Allah. The Prophet ﷺ taught that the most beloved people to Allah are those who are most beneficial to others. What better day to be beneficial than Eid? So as you celebrate, ask yourself, who can I help today? Who can I make smile today? Who can I remember today? Because the reality is this: Eid is not about how much happiness you have. Eid is about how much happiness you spread. And the most beautiful Eid is when Allah accepts your fasting and also accepts you as a means of relief for someone else. One of the biggest mistakes people make is thinking Ramadan is a temporary spiritual program instead of a lifelong training course. Ramadan was not sent to change you for 30 days. Ramadan came to show you the person you are capable of becoming for the rest of your life. The real question after Eid is not, how was your Ramadan? The real question is, how are you after Ramadan? Because the true success of Ramadan is not measured on the last night, it is measured in the days and months that come after it. During Ramadan, many people who struggled to pray suddenly started praying 5 times a day. People who rarely opened the Quran began reciting daily. People who had anger problems became patient. People who are careless about sins became careful about their actions. So ask yourself honestly, if you were able to do it for Allah in Ramadan, why can't you do it after Ramadan? Is Allah only your Lord in Ramadan? Is the Quran only for 1 month? Is Salah only important when you are fasting? Of course not. The Lord you worshipped in Ramadan is the same Lord after Ramadan. The Quran you read in Ramadan is the same guidance for you our entire life. The prayers you protected in Ramadan are still your connection to Allah. Continuing Ramadan habits does not mean you must do everything at the same level. Islam is realistic. Maybe you cannot pray long night prayers every day like you did in Ramadan, but can you pray 2 extra rakats sometimes? Yes. Maybe you cannot read 1 whole juz of Quran daily, but can you read 1 page? Yes. Maybe you cannot give charity every day, but can you give something small regularly? Yes. Allah loves consistency more than quantity. Small deeds done consistently are more beloved than big deeds done occasionally and then abandoned. Ramadan proves something very important to you. You are stronger than your excuses. You proved you can wake up early. You proved you can control your hunger. You proved you can control your tongue. You proved you can leave bad habits. So don't let Shaitan convince you that you cannot continue. Another important reality is this: if you return to sins immediately after Ramadan, you risk losing the spiritual progress you worked so hard for. Imagine building a beautiful garden for 30 days and then neglecting it completely. Slowly it would dry. Slowly weeds would return. Slowly the beauty would fade. Your heart is the same. Ramadan planted seeds. After Ramadan, you must water them. Continuing Ramadan habits also protects your heart. The world is full of distractions. It is easy to slowly slip back into old routines. This is why even small acts of worship act like spiritual anchors. They keep you connected. One powerful sign that Ramadan was accepted is that a person continues doing good afterwards. Scholars often say that the reward of a good deed is being guided to another good deed. So if you find yourself still praying, still making dua, still trying to avoid sins after Ramadan, this is a beautiful sign. Protected, remember this power. Awful thought. Eid is not the finish line. Eid is the starting point of the new you. The real celebration is not just wearing new clothes. The real celebration is becoming a new person, a better person, a more sincere person, a more consistent person. And always remember, Ramadan did not come to visit you. Ramadan came to change you. The question is, did you keep the change?